If a man proposes to his girlfriend and she says no, is the relationship over? Not necessarily, but it's usually recommended to discuss engagement, marriage with your partner rather than just throwing that question on them. Especially if you're gonna make a scene and do it in public. That way, if you discuss it, there won't be any unpleasant surprises for you. And it won't make it an uncomfortable scene for them. Nah, my buddy proposed to his girlfriend and she said no. They eventually did get married a few years later and have been happily married for 15 or so years. Now with 2 kids. The timing just wasn't right. That's why before I proposed to my wife we went ring shopping and all that jazz. Helps you get a sense of whether you're on the same page. Depends on the reason. Is it a no to indicate that you feel your relationship has no future? Or is it a not right now to let him know you're not there yet? There's a big difference. A little over 35 years ago my wife told me no and that I was crazy. 3 days later she said yes. Been married over 34 years and have 4 kids. Not necessarily, but it's hard to bounce back from that. Not right now, or this isn't the right moment, is better than definitely not, or peals of laughter. As for most things in life, it depends. Is the cost of a wedding not something you can afford? Absolutely valid. Is the relationship too new and she just wants to be together a little longer before what is basically the ultimate commitment? Absolutely valid. Did she simply get caught by surprise? This happens more than you think. Absolutely valid. The important thing is this couple would need to talk and analyze the reason. Since many of them could be good and not cause to end a relationship. If it turns out she just doesn't see herself with her partner forever, then yeah, it's over. No point in wasting time. Depends if the no is not yet or not ever. Not necessarily. If you didn't talk about it beforehand, it could be a real shock and she might panic and say no. She might love you and just not be ready for that step. Don't spring marriage on someone without talking about it first. Obviously, that depends on the 2 individuals involved in the relationship. Not necessarily, but it is always important to communicate with one another when it comes to these things. It can just probably be they aren't ready. Yay, it might suck, but that is better than leading you on and pay for divorce. I've told my partner of 4 years if he proposed now I wouldn't say yes, as I don't think our relationship is at the point I want it. Meaning I wouldn't feel that excited about it if he was to do it, since we still have looming issues throughout our relationship that I would want to get through first. I said no the first time because I thought it was too soon. We stayed together and 6 months later we decided to get married. There was no formal second proposal, just a discussion. Still together 43 years later. So, no. A rejection doesn't have to mean the end of a relationship. Why did she say no? That's a critical piece of information. Can't give meaningful advice without it. Why does everyone assume the only goal of a relationship is to get married? Many people don't care for it anymore. It's not 1960. So if that's the reason to say no, there is no reason to end the relationship. Way more information is needed than this. There isn't a black and white answer, and it depends entirely on context as well as the expectations of the 2 people involved. In proposing, never ask the question if you don't already know the answer to when it's time. Depends. Does no mean forever, or does it mean not right now? Depends if it's a no, no, or a not yet, no. If one of them ends the relationship after yes, no to marrying someone doesn't mean no to a different relationship.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.